I am Iron Man.
Hello there.
Avengers!
No voice crack.
All right. But welcome to Stars of Marvel episode 36. And this episode we're talking about episode 1, or I guess part 1 of the MCU's Secret Invasion. I keep on wanting to call it Secret Wars, but I'm like 3 years ahead already. So
Hopefully that's better than this.
yeah. I mean, again,
I think first of all, it's full spoilers.
Full spoilers. Yeah.
There's just no. We're on episode 1 of a show, and it's just full spoilers.
Full spoilers. Yeah. I mean, my whole thing. You texted me last week and was like, "Yo, Secret Invasion next week," and I was like, "What? What?" I honestly forgot that was coming out. Like
me too. I
Just
mean,
with the-
so much has happened between Across the Spider-Verse, The Flash. We've been excited for that, and there's a lot of things happening.
Yeah.
I think another thing is the two of us, I feel like, are way more hyped for Ahsoka than we were Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
So on a Star Wars and Marvel podcast, on Stars and Marvel, like we've been more anticipating Ahsoka, which is after.
Yeah.
Like we basically skipped it.
Yeah. I this was completely off my radar, and like I think that's also affecting my opinion on the show too, just because I'm like, I feel it's like a waste of time. Like
But for me, I'm not discrediting that. That makes total sense. For me, I think things. This is going to lay into our next. I don't know if it's the same episode or mini episode or whatever, but we're going to talk about the Flash, and this kind of goes hand in hand with that. Is what comment I'm about to make. And usually for me, my hype will impact something I watch in a good or bad way. If I'm overhyped. It could negatively impact it. If I'm underhyped, I could be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
So I was underhyped for this and still not delivered on.
Yeah. My whole thing is it's trying to be like spy espionage, like, you know, like dealing with like,
is it though? Like
it seems like, because like they're dealing with like MI6 people, and I know what you mean. Like but are they really acting like spies? Because Nick Fury's just walking around willy-nilly of Russia, like
he's acting like a buffoon.
Literally, like they said in the thing, they're like, "Oh yeah, large black man walking around Russia at night. That's not gonna be weird at all." Like
that's what, like that one joke, I thought that was funny. I gut laughed. I was like, that's pretty good. But like Nick Fury, and so see, this is the thing. I think the only question that matters in this show is Nick Fury a Skrull? Is it even him?
Is it?
And I think that's the question.
Yeah.
Because he's basically an idiot in this.
Yeah.
And like they make fun of him every single chance they get.
And he doesn't have like a rebuttal almost. Like it's not.
No, and it's like if it is actually Nick Fury, this is just bad. It's just not well written. And then if it's not Nick Fury, I don't know. Maybe I'll like it in the end, depending on how they do it. But like, holy shit, is it not good?
This whole episode, I was just so disinterested. I think they should have waited. I think they should have waited after all the multiversal stuff to then do this whole. Is this person a Skrull? Is this person like they should focus on doing the multiverse, focus all of their things on multiversal stuff, and they
open the toy box and they're not like, and then they expect us to play with this. It's like what are you talking about? We've already had No Way Home and Multiverse of Madness and all this other shit. And you think I care about aliens that aren't actually going to take over the world? Like
exactly,
come on, unless this show ends with the Skrulls winning, what are we doing?
You introduce us to like the Council of Kangs and like Loki season 2 is coming out. Like I would have so much rather Loki season 2 coming out right now than than this bullshit. And like, don't get me wrong, it's probably gonna be a good show. Like,
I don't know, dude.
Probably gonna be a decent show, but I think I'm so excited for the multiverse saga that I'm just like, all right, let's get past this. I don't care. Like,
it feels like we did. So I think this is the first time you and I are feeling what essentially the general public has felt.
Yeah.
Which is like, this show is like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Because
no need.
It's actually, I'm going to use Valerie. Valerie, we finished the episode, and Valerie, I think she enjoyed it overall, but she had a quote that I was like, yeah, that's it. And we've said this on this show before, and the quote is, this should have been an Avengers movie.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yep.
So this could have been your Age of Ultron before your Infinity War. Like, this could have been your, because this is going to suffer so much by not having superheroes in it.
Or they could have made this like the Captain America movie, because this feels very This feels very like Winter Soldier-esque, how it's like, you know, spies and espionage, and you don't know who's the right person and who's the good, who, you know, like.
The type of show we're watching, I agree, feels Winter Soldier, but like the level to which this story could be would be Civil War or you know, Age of Ultron or Infinity. Like I mean, Secret Invasion in the comics is every superhero has a Skrull counterpart.
Yeah,
and we don't even have a superhero in this first episode at all.
And that's like the thing that's bothering me is I feel like we're not going to get any we're not going to get any of the MCU characters in this. So it's like, I don't like. Don't get me wrong. I like Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, great actor, but like not as a main character. Not he's a side character. You know what I mean?
See, like, It's not even. I think he can carry a show. It's almost like so. To me, I don't want this. I want an Avengers movie from Nick Fury's point of view, which is kind of what Avengers 1 was, to be fair. But I want to see what's going through his head while the Avengers are fighting something. And in this case, a Skrull army. Like, I don't want to see espionage that hasn't existed in 20 years because of the Avengers.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, this is a joke that you don't have you know, Stark Industries involved in this or something like that. Like,
yeah.
There's like, what are we? This is Iron 3 level shit where it's like, oh, we're not calling the Avengers. Why?
Yeah. Why
would Captain Marvel not be here for this?
Exactly. For
even,
the
like, even if it's just her, why would she not be here? And even so, like, she's at the most going to have a cameo, and quite honestly, I don't think she does.
I could see like end credit scene of the last episode leading into like the Marvels or something.
But
Fury's on the go ahead.
I'm sorry, I interrupted because I'm frustrated.
No.
I was just gonna say they did that with Miss Marvel. So like, I don't think the Marvels is gonna have a Skrull tie-in thing.
That's
so
true.
I don't think a credit scene would work because I don't think it makes sense. I don't know. Maybe we get Captain Marvel's point of view before she switches with Miss Marvel. Like, so it's the same scene from that credit scene, but like, again, another point of view.
Yeah.
Certain point of view. I just, dude, you know what? I'm going to jump to the spoiler of the episode. If we can just go to that. Mm-hmm. I hated it. The last thing that happens is, so I guess a quick summary of the episode. You find out that Skrulls are mad because of the blip. They got impatient. They couldn't find a new home, and essentially there's a elite Skrull community that are trying to take over the world. And it's like,
for backstory, anybody listening who don't know what Skrulls are, you're not familiar with that at all. They're basically just like alien shapeshifters. They can turn into anybody and yada yada yada.
And so in this episode, you find out that this community exists, right?
Yeah.
We find out that Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones is a member, not in charge. She's a member.
She's a member.
And long story short, they think they're gonna like corner the guy on the Skrull team, and of course they get double crossed by Daenerys, and it doesn't happen. And this guy, the Skrull, shoots Maria Hill. She dies.
But shoots her as Nick Cage. or not Nick Cage. Nick
That would
Fury.
be something else.
That would be something. Yeah, that's
That
something
one.
for later.
But
But
Ghost Rider just forms and he walks away.
that would be awesome.
As Nick Fury.
Switch to kryptonite.
But yeah, but the scroll tricks her and shoots her with a regular gun, shoots her as Nick Fury, shifts back to his human form of other guy, and walks away. Nick Fury comes to Maria's body, and we're assuming she's dead for two reasons. In the story, we assume she's dead because she didn't switch back to a scroll as she like bled out on the ground.
Yeah.
But also, for a technical reason, I'll throw out at you, Brendan. The first thing to see in the credits is special guest guest Kobe Smulders. So she's not a main character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I noticed too. I was like, guest star. Okay. I guess that's a wrap on good old Colby Smulders.
And you know what? I think that's honestly one of the reasons I'm so bitter about this show already is because killing her was one of the dumbest decisions I think.
Yeah, I love her. She's been there since she's like an OG member. Like she's been there since Avengers 1.
Correct. She's always been there, and quite honestly, I think it's a very good character.
Yeah,
I think Kobe Smulders does a great job as Hill. I think Hill's been a fun. I mean, Winter Soldier is a great example of. I didn't know she was going to be in it. She shows up. She's amazing. It's a lot of fun. You know, like great character. I think in this world, in this. I'm first of all, I keep talking if you can hear me.
Yep. I hear you. Yep.
And this Disney world of setting up for the next phase or the next saga or whatever, you know, we've got our Black Panther, our Thor, like all these, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy. There's a billion of them now. Like, all the things setting up the future, right? In what world is Maria Hill not the next Nick Fury?
Right. Like, like who else would take over his position? Yeah. Like
are you gonna tell me? And so this is the thing I'm thinking is, I think. I forget. I didn't rewatch the episode. I didn't watch a recap because I just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But they said something in the episode. This episode, I was like, holy shit! I think Nick Fury has a kid, and
I didn't catch that. I
forget what it was that made me think that, but it made me even more angry because if you choose
that would be
to give him a child successor all over Maria
Hill,
oh my god, and it's just it wasn't even a good death, man. It just
when
you
got shot in the stomach.
Death,
it
just this. Oh, I'm not even talking entertainment point of view. Yeah, it was boring as shit how she died, but like to me, it was like a cash grab death. It was like, let's kill this character, you know. Like it wasn't done in a way that was like, oh, no, not her. I was like, no, you fuck. Like, are you kidding me?
I feel like they knew this show didn't have a lot of hype around it, so they were gonna. I feel like their mode of thinking was like, let's kill off someone important in the first episode, and maybe that'll hook people. But I feel like it just pissed people off. Like, why would you kill Maria Hill? Like.
And then there's something else. The elephant in the room, of course, is the MCU. No one dies, right? There's no consequences. No one actually dies.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: is she actually dead forever? It's a terrible death, or does she come back and we're already just like the first episode of Secret Invasion? Does not matter. Like.
I have a feeling though they might bring her back somehow. Like they probably maybe not in the show,
returns.
but like exactly, or like they'll do like the whole we got nanotech now, so they can just shoot her up with some nanotech BS and call it a day.
I just
one thing real quick that I wanted to talk about at the very beginning of the episode when Agent Ross, Martin Freeman's character. Agent Ross, right? Agent Ross. Okay. I always get confused because I keep on because Thaddeus Ross. Like I'm always like, is that the But
it's also I forget if they're related, like Thunderbolt Ross. Like there's a lot of Ross.
I feel like I remember hearing that. Yeah. I feel like I remember
they
hearing
might be cousins or something. I don't know.
That. Yeah. I mean, they're high government agents, and I mean, he's literally going to be the president.
Actually, he might be
Thaddeus Ross.
He might be Betty's cousin.
Okay. Yeah, so like a nephew to.
So he would be Thunderbolt's nephew.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm just wrong. I don't. They're related. I just
somehow. Yeah.
somehow they're related.
Somehow, yeah. So was he a scroll the whole time, or was that a scroll
Oh,
imitating?
I'm so glad you said that.
Like,
I completely forgot because it's like you can't like. So
I was so
actually,
confused.
the first thing I want to say is, while upset, that I actually think Freeman's performance as Skrull Ross is the greatest thing from this episode. I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
first, in general, I really enjoy Ross's as a character.
Yeah.
But I just thought Freeman did a good job of giving like twitches, like subtle cues that something was off.
Yeah.
And I was
Like
like,
he wasn't used to being in that body. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
a Skrull. And then when it happens, you're like, yeah. Like I actually thought that was a good first scene. Because I'm like, okay, let's get going. And then
you almost had like a Pepe Silva thing kind of going on with the guys. Like, look at this,
and it's some guy that we've never seen before, like doing the whole thing. And but like, you
okay,
don't
we
care about
haven't
him.
seen him before, right? Or at least that
I
we
hope not, because I did not recognize.
Yeah, I was just
but
saying.
So Hill's the one that shoots him, right? No, it's
Talos, right?
Talos. Thank you. Who does good. He's fine.
I like him.
He's not bad.
I like that actor.
I actually thought he had some pretty clever quips, and I enjoyed his character still.
He's actually not a bad guy in this. He's always the bad guy. Ben Mendelsohn, I think is his name.
He's just actually a good character in this. But so he shoots and kills Ross, who ends up being a Skrull in disguise. And like I said, enjoyed that whole scene.
Yeah.
That happens. And then we just don't talk about it. And that's when I started getting mad, because I was like, wait, we need to address, has that been Ross the whole time?
Yeah, it was like,
is that Ross, or is Ross captured? Is Ross sleeping at home fine, and we just got tricked? Like,
that's what confused me, because then later on you see they're like kidnapping those people and like leaving them in suspended animation, and like
you can't do something. And that's the issue. Is the reason Secret Invasion in the comics works so well is because you're wondering, oh my God, have they been a Skrull the whole time? Like, or since when did they take over? Or when was the switch, kind of a thing? Right now, we're just like, is any of this coherent? Like that's because you can't leave that cliffhanger, because the reason that cliffhanger works, you don't even have to answer it. But in the episode, someone needs to say, has anyone seen Ross? And then someone goes, no, he's been MIA.
Yeah.
Boom.
Then we know he's like,
that doesn't give us a timeline, but that tells us, okay, like, he's been a Skrull, who knows how long.
Yeah.
What else is happening? Like, you just ignored it. They just ignored the whole thing.
That's just, I mean, maybe it'll come, granted this was just the first episode, so maybe they'll bring it, but like, I don't know, but they just feel like they dropped the ball on that, like right away. Like,
I agree.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it because, of course, we were excited at one point. I know I read the comic. I know, like, we talked about the comic a little bit on here, and I was excited because Secret Invasion is the comic's okay. It's very blockbustery and a lot of fun in that sense, where it's like just, a lot of big dudes fighting each other and you have a good time. But like, I love the potential of like who's been a Skrull for how long, and I don't think they're even going to do that bit. And I don't know how you make the show, and that's not the entire show.
Yeah. Like someone needs to come out and not come, you know what I mean? Like, someone needs to appear as a Skrull that's been a Skrull for like I know people have been saying like Rhodey might be a Skrull and has been a Skrull for a while, or obviously the obvious of Nick Fury, or a lot of people suspected Ross, which he was, but we don't know if that was him the whole time or just recently. So,
and that's the thing, is they're not making it interesting enough, because all of these characters are fine. Like, Ross, Fury, Rhodey. Like, if they bomb that Rhodey's been a Skrull since like Age of Ultron, Avengers, the whole time, I'd be like, that's wild. Like, how can you say that? Like,
or like my theory was like after the accident in Civil War, like maybe he became, they did a swap, or you know what I mean? Like, maybe something like happened and he got swapped or something.
I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna say, oh, so and so has been a Skrull since the blip, and it's like, we haven't had enough going on since the blip for me to care about that.
Yeah.
Like, the blip is like, that's just happened.
Yeah.
Like, that's like saying like, Zach's been skipping school this week, and you'd be like, okay, he'll go to school, like he'll get there,
Yeah.
like he skipped one class. You're calling me, and you skipped one class. Like I don't give a shit. Like it's like no, he's been skipping school for 2 months. Oh, we have an issue. Like
yeah.
I tell me they've been a scroll for 2 in-universe years that we haven't seen. Like we literally haven't seen Ross since the blip.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I don't. That's kind of where I'm at. Like I think this show had so much potential in the MCU. Especially if they had done a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just think it's gonna kind of come off boring. It is coming off boring.
Yeah. The first episode, very, very lackluster and just not interesting. I
spent half the episode doing? Wondering whether or not first of all, Daenerys again is the Game of Thrones character's name. I forget her in-character name for this. She's Talos' daughter.
I forget.
I spent 20 of the 45 minutes wondering, is she naturally blonde or brunette? Which one is it? That was the whole. I'm like, that's what. These are the hard hitting questions.
These are the hard. Yeah. I see some blonde roots in there. Is it? Yeah. No. I literally was watching it on my iPad, and it's like halfway through, I just kept like clicking the like pressing the screen to see the timer, like to see like where I was at. Like I'm like, all right, is this almost done? Like I was like, come on, I want to be like. It felt like a chore to have to watch it.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make me excited to watch it tomorrow. You know what I mean?
And that's and this is only going to be 6 episodes. So like, okay, if I had to guess, frankly, I don't think anything interesting happened in episode 2. It's just going to be an episode. They got their bomb drop with killing Hill. Episode 2 is going to be boring. 3 is when you do like, I wouldn't be shocked. I'll say my big episode 3 twist is you're in a room with Talos and Fury, and another Nick Fury walks in, and that's like, Fury's been in the scroll the whole season. It's like, okay, it's been 3 episodes. Like I don't give a shit. It's been Fury for 3 episodes, but that's what they're gonna do. If I was a betting man, and I am, the odds are just minus 500 that Fury's gonna walk into the same room as Fury.
Yep.
That's
1,000,
and I just don't care.
Yeah, but like eye patch Fury's gonna, because like that's the whole thing. Because I was sitting here, I'm like, it's weird. Was there a time where he just I just don't remember that he just straight up took off the eye patch and was like, I'm done with this.
Winter Soldier. So actually, it was at the end of Winter Soldier when he's like, if anyone, because everyone still thinks he's dead, and they're all around his grave. And he's like, if anyone wants to find me, you can tell them they can find me right there. And he points to and it's good. And it's like, so I get not having him wear the eye patch, but I also agree with you. I think it sets up that second Fury is going to walk in wearing the eye patch.
Yeah.
The question now, the thing is, if I truly think they're going to be like, it's been me since the blip, and I'm like, I don't care. If they pull off like, I've been a scroll since Age of Ultron or something like that,
that would be cool.
You'd hook me in.
Yeah,
you'd hook me in on that. But I don't think they're willing to make consequences that big.
There are theories that he could have been a scroll during, I think it was Age of Ultron. That's when they go to sandwich. The sandwich, which could have just been a complete,
but it's
miss. But it was like, why bring that detail in later on? So
anyone who doesn't know, because nerds, basically
nerds.
In Age of Ultron, there's a scene where the Avengers are at Hawkeye's house, and Fury's sitting there talking to them, and he's eating a sandwich, and it's cut diagonally. Fast forward a few movies later, more than that, to Captain Marvel, which takes place in the past, and she's like, tell me
19 movies.
And she's like, tell me something that only you would know, or something like that. And he's like, I hate eating sandwiches diagonally. I will not do it, or something like that. And everyone's been theorizing, okay, he's been a Skrull since at least Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
And if they pull that off, I will love it. I think the No Way Home credit scene takes away from it a little. Not No Way Home, Far From Home.
Far From Home,
because it was like, okay, we at least know since the blip, he was a Skrull at one point.
Talos was just, that was just posing as him. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing, is it was Talos helping out. It wasn't it wasn't like a bad guy pretending to be Fury.
No, it
Now,
was
if
a
you pull
good
some
a good
shit,
scroll doing a good
right? If you pull some shit though that it was like the evil scroll being Fury for one reason or another, like that would be interesting. And
yeah.
that's you could still do it, but I think they don't do consequences, and I think it's just gonna fall flat. I think they're gonna be like, it's been since the blip. We're gonna be like, I don't care.
Yeah, okay.
Great.
Nobody gives a shit.
Can we get Secret Wars or?
Yeah, This,
And I think the other thing
yeah.
is, sorry if I
no. I was just getting ready to give my final statements. But you could.
I think so. I talked a little bit before, like speculation wise. I mean, like my big speculation is give or take episode 3, Fury walks in with another Fury in the room. I think before this episode, I would have told you, I bet Super Skrull shows up. Like maybe final 2 episodes, they got to fight Super Skrull. And Super Skrull in the comics is a Skrull that has all the Fantastic Four's powers. He's awesome. He's dangerous. He's
sounds cool.
Psychopath. It's really cool as a villain.
That sounds awesome.
He can't be in this if there's no superheroes.
No.
And that's I can't believe you have Secret Invasion and you don't have the Super Skrull.
Yeah, and it's like and if they do it, it's gonna be some stupid like, oh, he's got ice breath or some bull. You know what I mean? Like some bullshit like that. Like it's not gonna be as cool as like him having all 4 of the Fantastic Four's powers. It's gonna be some like, oh, he's super strong and he can shoot lasers out of his eye. Like he's basically gonna be Superman. You know, like
you could do it like you pull it off with different powers. Like an honest to God cool MCU thing to do, since we haven't seen the Fantastic Four, would to be give him Avengers powers. Like he could Hulk out. He could I don't know, what does everyone else do?
He can have perfect aim like Hawkeye.
No. He can have perfect aim like Hawkeye.
You can't really. I mean, Steve Rogers is gone, so
what powers are like visible? I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like he could crawl on a wall. He could do Spider-Man things.
Yeah,
he's not Spider-Man, so they could do that. Like
you could they could somehow get some of Peter Parker's DNA or something, but you can't get you can't get Thor's powers. You can't really get Hawkeye's powers.
But you could have him control thunder, and I'd be like, oh, he's being Thor. Like I don't need an explanation to that. That's one of those things where it's like I don't care about that. Like you can just say
Skrulls. Yeah.
Like, but see, that would be a cool like twist. Is he has the Avengers powers instead of Fantastic Fours. But again, at this point, I don't see how that's possible that he shows up, because it's just, who would he fight?
Exactly.
What is he gonna fight? Fury?
Yeah. Fury and Talos, like
that's what
exactly. Like he's just got a gun. He doesn't have any super.
And honestly, wasn't that great with it in this episode?
Nope. Pretty bad.
And
like, I don't know. My final thoughts is first episode, pretty much a big letdown. I didn't have much expectation. Well, I think you froze.
No, I'm here. Oh,
there you go. Oh. No, like I think your video had froze, but then I heard you. Big letdown for the first episode. I wasn't expecting much, so I think I went into this pretty pessimistic.
I get what you're saying.
But I guess we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, I think
maybe this next episode will be crazy good, and I'll be putting my foot in my mouth. But I
will say there's still room for it to win me over. I don't see it. I just don't see it. It's not the worst writing we've seen.
No,
but it's pretty bad.
Yeah, and it's just the wrong time to be doing this show.
Like, I agree. Like this, actually, that is a great point. And that way, like, if this was one of the first like 3 shows, like along with Hawkeye, like that would make total sense.
If they put this like after Falcon and Winter Soldier, like that would have made sense, because they're very similar type shows. And like
if this had been the first thing after Endgame, even.
Yeah,
that would have been like a good like I would care. I'd be like, how's the world handling the blip?
Exactly. Now, but it's but now it's like
things.
Exactly. Yeah, we're past the blip. We're on the multiverse now. Like, why are we spending time on the blip? We already
said the word blip, and I'm like, I don't need to hear this made up word anymore.
Yeah, every time I hear blip now, I just imagine that marching band getting blipped into the basketball game, and I just laugh at. You know what I mean? Like it's that.
Yeah.
Like I understandably, like real life MCU wise, like the blip was, like a 9/11 type tragedy. You know what I mean? But
in this fictional world,
in fictional,
we're over it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that sums it up. Yeah. So we'll see. I think I think the good summary is not a good first episode.
Yeah.
Could be won over, but I'm not expecting much.
No. I'm gonna watch the next episode with an open mind. I'm gonna try not to sit there and be like, "Is this over? Is this over?" But yeah, you never know. Next episode, I might be ranting and raving about this. You know, being like, "This is the next best show," but probably not.
Probably not.
The way it's going. But yeah. Anything else on Secret Invasion?
Nah. Fuck.
Nah. All right. Well, that'll do it. Little quick, not really a mini episode, but we just don't have much to say on it. But yeah, so that'll do it for this episode of Stars and Marvel. Catch you on the next one.
Bye.